欢迎收看今天的汉天新闻，我是赵子彤。首先来看美国国内消息。美国众议院民主党周二公布弹劾总统川普的条款。民主党人周一为弹劾总统川普造势，称川普对乌克兰施压，要求其调查一位政治对手，明显威胁到自由公正选举以及国家安全。共和党指责民主党人出于党派立场幻想把川普拉下马，但没有任何证据表明他滥用权力，阻碍国会或者其他可被弹劾的违法行为。目前没有共和党众议员表示支持弹劾川普。案中始作俑者拜登则在日前表示，假如他未来当选总统，将禁止家人任职国际利益机构。
The diametrically opposed Democrats and Republicans repeatedly at odds during what was likely the final public hearing on impeachment.
The president welcomed foreign interference in our elections in 2016. He demanded it for 2020. Then he got caught. The evidence shows that Donald J. Trump, the president of the United States, has put himself before his country.
And at the end of the day, all this is about a clock and a calendar, because they can't get over the fact Donald Trump is president of the United States.
The hearing spotlighted counsel for both sides arguing their clashing cases. Democrats counsel Daniel Goldman described President Trump's efforts to convince Ukraine to investigate the Bidens as a threat to American democracy.
President Trump's persistent and continuing effort to coerce a foreign country to help him cheat to win an election is a clear and present danger to our free and fair elections and to our national security.
While Republicans counsel Steve Castor portrayed it all as a ploy to remove a president Democrats don't like.
To impeach a president who 63 million people voted for over 8 lines in a call transcript is baloney.
And you're here giving this.
The day-long debate often erupted into disputes over process and the witness list.
Is this when we just hear staff ask questions of other staff and the members get dealt out of this whole hearing? And for the next 4 hours, you're going to try to overturn the result of an election with unelected people giving testimony?
Gentlemen will suspend.
We got a problem.
Republicans railed against Democrats' refusal to call House Intelligence Chairman Adam Schiff as the main witness, since Schiff authored the 300-page impeachment report sent to the Judiciary Committee last week.
Where's Adam? Where's Adam? It's his report, his name. Mr. Goldman, you're a great attorney, but you're not Adam Schiff, and you don't wear a pen.
Republicans pressed their own competing narrative, blasting Joe Biden and drilling into a disproven claim that Biden pushed to get a Ukrainian prosecutor fired to stop an investigation into Burisma, where Biden's son served on the board.
So Joe Biden, of everybody that we discussed about, is the only one that's done a quid pro quo. He's the only one that's used taxpayer dollars to actually threaten a foreign government. And yet we're sitting here pretending that this is not happening?
And Republican counsel Castor tried to validate claims Ukraine interfered in the 2016 election.
Contemporaneous news articles in 2016 noted how President Trump's candidacy led Kyiv's wider political leadership to do something they would never have attempted before: intervene, however indirectly, in a U.S. election.
Something the intelligence community concluded is not true. Republicans also seized on the speedy pace at which the impeachment inquiry has proceeded, saying it's rushed.
Obviously, we all wish there was an easy button, but congressional investigations of consequence take time.
Democrats, though, urge time is of the essence.
The integrity of our next election is at stake. Nothing could be more urgent.
The first order of business for members of Congress is the solemn act to take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and House Committee Chairman announcing 2 articles of impeachment against President Trump.
We must be clear. No one, not even the president, is above the law.
One article, abuse of power. The second, obstruction of Congress, both related to the president's dealings with Ukraine and the investigation into his actions. The Democratic majority in the House makes it all but certain that Trump will become just the 3rd U.S. president to be impeached. Democrats debated but opted not to pursue a 3rd article of impeachment on obstruction of justice related to the Mueller report, instead arguing the Ukraine matter illustrates a pattern of behavior on the part of the president.
To do nothing would make ourselves complicit in the president's abuse of his high office, the public trust, and our national security.
After the announcement, President Trump tweeted, "Witch hunt." Republicans have been sharply critical of the speed of the proceedings, repeatedly attacking Democrats' moves less than 1 year before an election at a public hearing on Monday.
At the end of the day, all this is about a clock and a calendar.
The House Judiciary Committee will meet later this week to consider the articles the lead up to a full floor vote. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
针对2020美国总统大选，从目前的民调情况来看，共和党初选候选人方面，共和党对川普的支持率不会低于 79%， 而民主党目前领先的是前副总统拜登，支持率为 29%。不久前宣布参选的亿万富翁布隆伯格位列第5，成绩优异。在日前的采访中，他也就自己的政治立场发表了看法，尤其针对现在热门的弹劾问题。他说，在自己观看了公开听证会，了解了证据之后，认为川普应该被弹劾。
I think it is very sad for this country that I can say the following, but unfortunately the evidence seems to be serious enough that I would, if I was in the Senate or in the House, I would vote for impeachment. But I don't think we should do this lightly. I think it's a great danger. You influence the political process. Fundamentally, I think the electorate should decide who they're led by, and they have an opportunity to throw them out every 4 years.
So your campaign manager said, and he said to me and he said to others, that it looks like it's impeach, acquit, re-elect, talking about Donald Trump in the House, the
First
Senate.
two, you can be pretty sure that both of those are going to happen. Getting impeached and not getting convicted. Getting reelected, that's what an election's all about. It's not until...
But that's one of the reasons why you've jumped in, because you think right now Trump is winning.
I think Trump is getting stronger, and I think he would just eat alive the candidates, because they don't have plans that I think are practical, that can be implemented. They don't have management experience, and the president's job is a management job. 4 million people to manage. And if you don't have a lot of management experience, this is not a job where you take training wheels. This is the future of the world, the free world, maybe the whole world. And you need people with experience.
美国司法部督察长霍罗威茨12月9日发表报告，指联邦调查局调查总统川普涉嫌通俄期间犯下大量错误，但无证据显示存在政治偏见。司法部长巴尔发表声明指，不认同霍罗威茨的结论，认为联邦调查局无足够证据展开通俄调查，只是基于最薄弱的怀疑就对总统竞选活动进行侵入式的调查。负责调查通俄调查起源的联邦检察官德拉姆也表示不认同报告的结论。
There was no illegal wiretapping. There were no informants inserted into the campaign. There was no spying on the Trump campaign. Former FBI Director James Comey, in a Washington Post opinion piece, defending the FBI's role in the investigation into possible collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia.
Finally, the truth gets told.
This report conclusively debunks the baseless conspiracy that the investigation into Mr. Trump's campaign and its ties to Russia originated with political bias.
Despite shutting the door on deep state conspiracy theories, the Justice Department Inspector General's report did find significant errors in how the FBI conducted the investigation, including at least 17 inaccuracies and omissions in applications for surveillance on former Trump campaign advisor Carter Page.
You cannot surveil somebody unless you have proof they're a foreign agent. If I were Mr. Carter Page, I'd hire me a lawyer. I'd sue the hell out of the United States.
The FBI says it's taking more than 40 corrective actions.
It's an embarrassment to our country. It's dishonest. It's everything that a lot of people thought it would be, except far worse.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
尽管现在正处于弹劾调查的风口浪尖，但有媒体报道，川普总统的私人律师朱利安尼日前仍前往欧洲，与大量通俄门有牵扯的政治人物进行了会面和谈话。虽然他的行程中没有包括现任政要，但有东欧前政治要员、入乌克兰前检察官等等，他们都是弹劾调查的关键人物。 朱利安尼的举动被认为是一项大胆的努力，旨在为总统的支持者提供新的材料，以削弱众议院的弹劾程序和最终参议院的审判。
In a whirlwind trip across Europe, Rudy Giuliani was on a mission to dig up dirt on President Trump's political rivals, meeting ousted Ukrainian prosecutors in safe houses, and making a surprise visit to Kiev to bolster dubious theories designed to defend President Trump amid impeachment. Andriy Telizhenko says he was with Giuliani every step of the way.
Right now it's a process of Mr. Giuliani to protect his client, as he says, and to have the witnesses there to protect his client. That's the main thing, because he's an attorney of the President of the United States, and that his main goal is to make his part of the story to protect his client.
Telizhenko is a former junior diplomat at the Ukrainian embassy in Washington who has promoted a debunked conspiracy theory that Ukraine, not Russia, conspired to interfere in the 2016 U.S. presidential election. Giuliani didn't meet any current officials or President Zelensky, whose July 25th phone call with Trump is at the heart of the impeachment inquiry. Instead, Telizhenko says he met with former officials described as corrupt in impeachment testimony, and gave FaceTime to 2 Ukrainian politicians trying to promote another fringe theory about alleged corruption under the Obama administration. Giuliani's new allies both have a questionable track record. A YouTube blogger and a graduate of a Russian FSB academy both publicly called for an investigation into Hunter Biden and Telizhenko's claims that Ukraine meddled in 2016, a theory denounced by Russia expert Fiona Hill in a recent testimony.
This is a fictional narrative that has been perpetrated and propagated by the Russian security services themselves.
Telizhenko says he is concerned the theory was picked up and amplified by the Russians, but is willing to present it in an interview with the Senate.
It does bother me because, first of all, it's for me, they try to discredit my story through that story of Putin. And if Russia was smart enough, they'll be quiet and let me talk. And if Putin is using them, unfortunately, nobody can stop him from saying whatever he's saying.
And while Giuliani is gathering new claims in Ukraine, back home he is under greater scrutiny than ever. Nathan Hodge, CNN, Kiev.
休息一下，马上回来。